A fellow makeup artist has asked to see what's in my nude palettes of eyeshadows. She doesn't tend to do Asian skin tones, and she was wondering what palettes what colours she should have in her palette. I always say that, you know, it isn't a must to have certain colours. You just go with what you're comfortable working with. I always find when I watch other people's videos about what's in their makeup kit or what's in their makeup palettes, it's just affirmation for me that I have a colour that they really love and see how they use it. So I'll show you mine. I've popped out the inner separator, the divider that holds the 15 eyeshadows together, just so that I can get 26 eyeshadows in here. I think it's 26 in there. I'm not going to count, but I've just put them in there like that, just so that they're all in one place. And before I used to have 5 eyeshadow palettes as well as the 3 blush palettes. That was before Inglot came along into my kit. But now that I've got the Inglot shades in there, it just gets so heavy that I've, you know, downsized. I've taken a lot of the colours out and kept them aside, not in my kit. And I've just got my favourites in 2 of these. So this is one, and I've got another pink and purple one. So in my nude palette, I will put on my blog all of the colours, take a picture of this and put all the colours on top so you can see what they are. But just to talk about the ones that I tend to go to the most, trying to look over. This is Jest. I use Jest a lot. It is slightly shimmery, so I wouldn't use it on mature skin. I would just use it on girls that don't want too much makeup. And that's something that I'll say about these MAC palettes. Since I've got Inglot into my kit, I tend to use Inglot to do most of my looks. I'll only really come into here if I've got a client who doesn't want too much shimmer, who doesn't want that, you know, pop of colour anywhere on her eyes. If I want a muted look, or if I'm doing mature skin, I tend to use my MACs. Other than that, I just tend to go for my Inglot palettes. I do mix the two sometimes if I want to have, you know, a quite muted eye here and then go for a stronger shade out the corners or underneath, then I'll tend to go to my Inglot colours and as well as the MAC ones, a mix of two. But generally I don't tend to use these too much, but they're still, you know, wonderful to have in the kit. So I've got Jest, which I use a lot. It's a pinky I would say it's not quite satin, it's not quite shimmery, it's just there. I've got Rice Paper, which I use a lot of, and this is you know, one that I replace often. I've hit pan again on it. Nylon, I used to use this a lot as a highlight under the brow. It's just such a beautiful colour for that. It's lovely lemony gold. I wouldn't use it on the inner corners, it tends to make it look grey if you've got deep shadow. I've got Gold Mine, which is a really nice yellowy gold to have. My other favourites are All That Glitters. I've got Foley here, which is a beautiful colour on the outer edges there, as well as to put in here under the eyes. Such a versatile, gorgeous, gorgeous colour that just finishes and makes an eyeshadow look. I use Kid a lot as well. Now Kid is really great for neutralising the eye base. If you can see, I've got no neutral colours on my eyes today. I've just done a little line of eyeliner, which I love at the moment. Really not liking any eyeshadow at the moment at all, but it's really nice if I wanted to get rid of my natural shadow here, mute it down, whatever, or even just put colour up here, then Kid is one I tend to go for. This here, if you're interested, is Woodwinged. It's not one that I use a lot. It's actually just one that I've had for many, many years. It's one of the first eyeshadows I bought for my professional kit back in 2004, and it was one in the plastic pot, and when I tried to depot it, I did break the sides of it, and that's why it looks so dishevelled. But I do use it, but not in any sort of heavy capacity, just once in a blue moon. And it is a lovely colour, but I just find it's just too much. It's too metallic. And then on the antique side, so if it's not used correctly, it can just make the lid look too heavy. I hope that was useful to you, and yeah, if you want to do a video response and show me what's in your nude palette, then I'd love to see. Anyway, take care, bye.